Hi everyone, it's Dr. Raj. Today I want to talk to you about something I'm actually pretty excited about. About a week ago, they found something in quantum physics, something they called the God particle. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. Most of the data indicates it is the particle they've been looking for, called the Higgs boson. That's H-I-G-G-S with a capital H, and then a lowercase boson, B-O-S-O-N. It's a subatomic particle that Peter Higgs described in the 1960s, far as on paper, that they only recently seem to have found some data that supports the reality of this. So I'm going to try to tell you in a nutshell what this is. So the Higgs field is a force field that everything around us belongs to. So what I mean by that is I want you to picture, and I heard this analogy, it's not mine, but I think it works nicely, that if you can imagine this space, this room around me was permeated with snowflakes in the air, right? That would be the Higgs field. And as something moves through this field, if it is moving slowly, it attracts mass. In fact, this morning I was driving, the windows were down, right? So I could feel the wind on my face. So on some level you can imagine this air is the open Higgs field, and as I'm moving through it, the air particles don't stick to me, I'm just moving through them, right? So the idea is that as particles move through this Higgs field, they attract mass. Now, the reason this is so important and significant is that while you and me, we are made up of mass and particles and atoms that have mass. So what this means is that in any point in space in this field, anything can emerge, which means all matter emerges in this Higgs field, right? Again, let me say this. There's a field, kind of like the Matrix, the movie, from which everything is emerging. They seem to have found the basic fundamental particle that gives rise to this field. Now, this particle is estimated to have been created from the Big Bang 0.000000003 seconds after the Big Bang. So the idea is that after the Big Bang, it generated this field from which matter came out of. Now, it really ties into many spiritual theories because I started thinking, well, when we pass, the particles that do not slow down and take on mass move actually at the speed of light, and they move right through the field. So it fits in with this idea or concept that we are light energy at its core, that the transformation of the energy after we pass actually is light, and it fits with many of these stories that we've heard of near-death experiences. And it also is supported by the law in physics that says that energy cannot be created or destroyed. So the reason it was called the God particle this was thought to be the basis of all of matter in the entire universe. So look into it. I know it's kind of confusing. I'm still learning and figuring it out myself. But it's called the Higgs boson particle in the Higgs field, named after Peter Higgs. I'm going to continue talking about this over the next few weeks as I elucidate this further, but I'm really excited about this. And I'll tell you one last thing. The reason I'm particularly excited about this is that our thoughts are in this field as well. Right? Our thoughts are a result of neurons or brain cells that are working together such that they generate a thought. Well, that thought is really Higgs boson particles that are manifesting as matter and creating an experience. What this means is that as our thoughts manifest, our truest thoughts can actually interface with our reality, which means you can change reality. Now I know that sounds kind of wild, but it goes along again. with if you believe it and you can conceive an idea, any idea you can conceive, if you really truly believe it, not just at your conscious level, but in the unconscious mind, that you can actually manifest it and achieve it in your life. I'm going to talk more about this. This is Dr. Raj saying, be well.